the writer, the horror guy, Stephen King, and I forgot his name for a second. But he approached. He come one day to the label and asked could he speak to me and Malcolm, because he had this idea. He wanted one of his short stories that he had, and he came and he said he was a big fan of what we had done, and he was showing us in some of his older books where he'd used lyrics out of some of our tracks, and he was telling us he was a big fan, and he wanted to know if we'd be involved with his he had this movie idea that he wanted to base on his short story, which was what was the name of it? That shows you how good I am with the name of the movie. Maximum Overdrive, that was it. Overdone. But he had this idea, and he had the big movie guy. What was his name?
Hitchcock.
No, not Alfred. No. Dino De Laurentiis. Yeah, and
the Romans.
That's right, yeah, this Italian guy who impressed us no end. But he was telling us that he was going to try his hand at directing a film, and he called it that, wasn't it, Maximum Overdrive or something, and he wanted to know if we do some music for it. Well, it started off kind of, he asked if he could get a couple of songs, and he wanted to use the tracks like You Shook Me, and then he came later to us and he said, how would you like to go to the Bahamas again? All expenses paid for by the movie people, and if you just go there and write me some score music. So we thought, hey, well, it's something different, we'll try, So we all packed up, didn't we? And we had been on tour at the time, and at the end of the tour we packed off, went to the Bahamas again. He set up a studio, and then just done some instrumental music for this movie of his, and then it come about that way, didn't it? Who Made Who?
Yeah, we had some ideas from the road, and we had the producers who'd done our earlier stuff at the time, Vanda Young, so we got together with them, and because we figured we're not smart enough to get around these movie people. It's Hollywood you're working with now. They brought in a musical director and what have you, but we sort of locked him out the studio after the first day, and we just said about what we needed for them. We said, what do you need? Oh, we need 5 or 6 themes. Okay, we'll give you
Can you act?
But the best thing to come out of it was the instrumentals were quite good on it at the time, but Who Made Who did, we came up with that track, and Stephen King hated it. But he ended up, he heard it a couple of times. He said, I've listened to the lyrics, I've listened to it all, and it's actually, I can see it more now. Who Made Who? He didn't know what we were talking about. But when you watch
we'd actually watched these films.
We thought it should have been made into a comedy, to be honest, But he come to see us later on after. He came up in, where was he? Maine, he came to see us playing, and he came backstage with his 6-pack, and he sat down and he had a beer with us all, and he said, well, the only thing that worked in that movie was the music. The movie was crap. He thought it was. He says, I'll never direct another movie in my life, and he hasn't, I believe. But he's a nice guy, and the thing that impressed me in Angus was we've got this track, and it was off which album was it off? Ain't No Fun Waiting Around to Be a Millionaire.
That was off one of our earlier from Dirty Deeds.
Yeah, and it's like an 8.5 minute track,
right, yeah.
And it's all just 8.5 minutes of verse lyrics, each different, and it trips along forever. It's and he put that on. And he sat there miming the whole thing through. Yeah. So he's
it
a big
karaoke with King.
He's a big fan. It wasn't a commercial tune. This thing. This was just it's probably about 12 or 14 verses and he had it all off perfect.
Even the ad-libs, you know.
So we thought, well, we'll do it for him, because he certainly is a fan, you know. And, but at the end of the day, I mean, I've seen the movie again. I mean, and it's, you know, it's not up there with the great movies of the world, but for some of the crap that comes out these days, it's not too bad, you know.